Okay, and action. Okay. Do I look this one? Okay. Hi, my name's Eddie, and this is my testimony.
Take one.
That's you. Cool. Hi, my name is Jackie, and I've been part of Urban Edge for the last 15 years. I'm on the ushering team, and I'm a single mom to my son Edward, who's 18 years old. So Edward has been was quite difficult the last 2 years, and he started to spiral out of control. We had no relationship almost, and we were constantly fighting, which resulted in him pretty much never being at home. After one Sunday, after having a very tough week with Eddie, I was rostered to be at church, and I knew I couldn't leave him home alone, and I didn't want to miss church, so I decided that he will just have to come with me. So Edward was extremely miserable and moaned the entire time, but God had a plan, and my son's life was about to change. I saw a difference in Edward the moment I saw him walking back to me after the services. It was just something about the way he walked, the look in his face. It clearly looked to me like an entire mountain has been lifted off his shoulder. Sorry, I get emotional when I talk about it. So Edward came down and told me immediately what happened, and he has not stopped talking about God since that day. Our relationship now is completely different because we actually have a relationship, which is amazing. We get to talk every day. We spend more time together, which is something I've always wanted to have with him. We get to talk about God every day. We don't miss a Sunday at all. He challenges me with his faith, my faith, with the questions that he asks me. And he's just a so much happier boy that I've ever had in my life before. Sorry, I get very emotional when I talk about this.
So, I was a person that really despised the church. I did not like the church at all. I had so many negative emotions, and up until leading to when I got saved, the last place I wanted to be was the church. You know, coming from a background of drugs and doing stuff that I wasn't supposed to be doing, and just really living for the world in ways that a 17-year-old shouldn't have been living is kind of crazy. And I got here, you know, it felt different, like, you know, having so much stuff going on the days before leading up to church, and just feeling a bit different in the church, so, like, at its own, was pretty strange. And, you know, I spoke to Vimpy because I wasn't going to sit at the back of the main auditorium and mope all day. I just wanted to do something to make the time fly past. And Vimpy brought me up to the production room, and it was so cool. I saw some familiar faces. And speaking to one of the volunteers, his name was Neil Ramsey, we were just talking about life and school and what my plans were. He made me feel very welcome and very, like, unpressured. And we spoke for 3 services, and I asked him, so how do you know if you are saved? And he said, well, you should know, and if you don't know, like, we can always just make sure, you know. Do you want to make sure and pray to God and ask him for salvation? And before I could even think of what to say, I just said yes. I just said yes, let's do it. And we went into the green room, out of the production room, and we did the salvation call. And just going through with the salvation call afterwards, it felt like almost as if a cloth was pulled back over my head, like as if a whole new page was turned over, and it felt so new. Everything felt so different. I physically felt different. I couldn't, like, explain what it was. It was like almost as if it was an emotion that I've never felt before, and it was it was so crazy, and I couldn't, like, grasp what was going on. And so I realized that it was God's voice, and I was in God's presence. After being saved for a little while, God's shown me so much. He's helped me so much. He's directed me so much. He's showed me what his love is really like. I've been in God's love. On the 1st of October, I did my salvation call, and I reached out to God, and on the 8th, I got baptized. And then a few months later, I was like, just spreading the word of God to my friends and telling them more about it. And my friend decided that he actually wanted to get baptized, and I was the person that got to do it, which was awesome. And ever since then, God's never really stopped moving in my life. and sometimes it may be a bit harsh, it may be a bit difficult. I may be overthinking some stuff that I shouldn't be overthinking, but God's always been there. Yeah, it's been amazing, and I'm so stoked for what God still has in plan for not only me, but for the life of the church as well, which is just awesome.